Alright guys, welcome back to a new video. Welcome back to the channel. It's no surprise it looks pretty bad right now for BTC and ETH. We're dumping down and we have lost some very crucial support. So it's now or never a little bit for BTC. I also changed location, by the way, now moved to Colombia that I did last weekend, so it was a little bit of a rush to set everything up, but now we are back up and running. Before we dive in, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything, leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also in the description you will find 2 links to my Instagram, to Twitter. Feel free to follow me there. Right, without further ado, let's dive into the charts because we have a lot to talk about and I want to show you how bad the situation is. We are going to do BTC USD pair first with the regular indicators as in the ribbons, the RSI and the MACD, and later on with the paid indicator of market cipher. First of all, what I want to show you here on the weekly, we are now trading below the ribbons. That is quite of a bearish sign. RSI right in the middle, so we still have room to go down. Here on the MACD, it looks like we are going to cross bearish, so that is also of course quite the bearish sign. Quickly zoom in on the daily. There we see the following. Of course we are trading below the ribbon and here we have this white line. I cleared the chart up a little bit because it was getting messier. Let me get the ribbon out of the way and there you see we just have a little bit of room to go until we hit the bottom white line here, which was kind of the diagonal support that already came in a few times. Now this line you can redraw it a little bit higher or lower depending on if you're drawing it on the daily or maybe 4 hourly or hourly. I will show you later on what I mean. Okay, let's say that we will fall until the line that is around the 40,000 level. That would also coincide here with our support line that came in. Right now we are trading below the high volume node, so that one already broke. Also another one that is quite negative, if I will pull a fib from, let's say this is where we run off to the top, then going lower, we crossed also the golden pocket, so we lost that support as well. I think that if we are going to lose this support right here, then it is a fast wick down all the way here till these levels, so that will be in the low 30s. I'm afraid if we lose this to 40k, it will be a quick move down to the low 30s, so that will be an extra $10,000 move. I do not think that this yellow support line that held twice so far will come into place and will hold us. I actually think it's pretty weak. Here I zoomed in on the 4 hourly. Let me, by the way, take out the high volume node here. One more thing, by the way, you can see now that we are trading in the fair value. But let me take that out of the way just so that it's a little bit more clearer. And now you can also see that we have lots more touch points here on the 4 hourly with the white support line, and that here on the yellow line we actually only have 2. So again, if we break this, I think this line will not hold and we go much faster down. On the RSI you see that we are slowly a little bit oversold. Doesn't mean a thing, we can go much lower. MACD crashed bearish again. On the hourly also a little bit in the oversold levels, but doesn't say a thing. We can be trading there for quite some time, and also here on the MACD so far doesn't seem that we are slowing down anytime soon. So lost a lot of support, lost the high volume node, lost the golden pocket. This support now comes in at 40k. If we don't bounce off, I think we're going to go much lower to 30k very fast. Let's quickly do the same on the market cipher indicators. There we also see a lot of indicators turning pretty bearish. We have a blood diamond here on the weekly. That is pretty bearish sign. Then we see that we have a red dot and the money flow also turning to the red. VWAP going down. It looks like this momentum wave also wants to go down. RSI is also pointing down. Pretty bearish. Then on the daily, there we see still also RSI is down, VWAP making a turn down, money flow also going down, and the momentum wave also pointing down. Here of course the same kind of story. We need to hold this white line support, if else if we don't hold this, I think we are also going much lower, and again of course just here the 30k. If we zoom in on the 4 hourly, there we said earlier that maybe we have a bullish divergence, meaning that, let me see if that's correctly what I'm saying right here. I think it was maybe this one, where we said, hey, the VWAP is making a higher low, and the money is going and the price is going lower. That could signal a divergence. Here we had it actually again, but this was right in the weekend, so this is not so strong. And then you see we're going up just a little bit here, and then we are now dumping down. So that's pretty bearish. Of course, also here RSI going down, they're tiding now together. This signals extra strength here for the bears. Money flow is going down, VWAP is going down, momentum wave is going down. So it doesn't look like we are countering soon. Of course, I really hope that this holds as support. Now we kind of have a big wig up. I want to see a lot of volume going in if we are going to reverse here. If we don't have a lot of volume and we kind of do a little bit like this, then I think we are going to break down again. And then yeah, like I said, then it's 30k next. That will be pretty bearish. You could say then, from a macro kind of perspective, let's take the 4 hourly. That's maybe a little bit easier. By the way, I just see now why I couldn't find that bullish divergence, because it was on the 6 hour. So what I actually wanted to say was, this is a bullish divergence on the price, and this was then a bullish divergence. Trend line again, thank you, here. So we had two, but like I said, that was in the weekend, so it was pretty weak. You could say, hey, you know what, this is actually just going up, and we had our support and resistance here. This is of course a bit ugly, and then this is a big fat fake out. That would be also pretty bearish, because what we see, not always, but what we see is, if we have a fake out to one side, we are usually going to break out on the other side. So again, if this is our trend, that we are having the highs here and a low and a high and a low high, here we have our fake out. That was quite big, because not only in price but also in time, this was multiple days. Now we're back in the triangle again. Sometimes, or most of it, sometimes it happens that we then break out on the other side. That is what I'm looking out for. And again, then I'm looking out for the low 30s to be the price target. Yeah, here the Mark B, we already discussed it. Hourly, quite oversold, because we just have this painful grind lower. Maybe now a little bit sideways action, and then of course make and break moment here on the 40k. Let's quickly head over to ETH and do exactly the same. There it also looks bearish, but a little bit less. We are now trading with the daily below. On the weekly ribbons, we are now in the weekly ribbon, so not trading underneath like BTC. Also here, still room to go. MACD kind of flipping, want to flip bearish right now, so there's still room to go. On the daily, there we see that we are back now in this big support box that came in already, what is it, here in August. And you see that this was a fat period in, this was a period in, here a little bit, here a long period in the box, here a wick down, wick lower. And then here was trading up, we left it, and now we're back in. So it seems like that box is just hunting us down the entire way. Let's quickly remove the EMA ribbons to clear it up a little bit. For the volume nodes, we're seeing that we're now trading in a fair value. Those are the blue lines. We still have the high volume node as a support underneath us, so that is great news. Let me also take that out. And if I would pull a fib here also from the top to the bottom, then we also see that we still have the golden pocket underneath us. Also that can come in as support. So overall, ETH is just looking a little bit better, a little bit stronger than BTC. Here the white diagonal line, of course, is our support, just like the one is for BTC. Also here you could be a little bit biased to pull this a little bit higher or lower depending on what time frame you're taking. Right now it is for me at the 2830-ish. Let's zoom in on the 4 hourly. There we can see RSI is a little bit oversold. The MACD has no signs of reversing yet. And there, like I said, yeah, you could be a little bit biased on your trend line to say, hey, you know what, this maybe needs to go a little bit lower like this. or maybe even lower, a little bit like this. Right now I have it like here, so again around the 2800, 20 and 130, depending on when we are going to hit it. I also think if we are going to break this, then it is also a fast sweep down to these lows, and then we're talking about 2200-ish levels. That would be quite the move from here, and then we're talking about an extra 20 to 30%. Could happen, have seen it before. And of course then also here on the RSI, like I said, we are quite bearish, but there is still room to go. On the hourly though, it is pretty much oversold now. We are bouncing up a little bit. The RSI earlier was on 14. That is bearish. That is of course pretty low, but I have seen it sometimes in the single digits, so at an 8 or 9 before we had this wick back up. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Now on the hourly we're seeing that some volume is coming in here on this bounce, so that looks good, but to be honest I think we are just going to test this horizontal or diagonal support. Quickly do the same for the market cipher indicators. Also here, actually let's first do the daily. There we see of course that it's a bit of a shit show as well. RSI pointing down, momentum waves going down, money flow is pointing downwards, VWAP is going down, so it looks like it still has room to go much lower. Then on the 4 hourly, there we see almost the same, right? RSI now pinching down. You see that here from the change of the color. We have still room to go. Money flow is back in the red again. VWAP is now going up, but might be turning lower again. And of course here on the momentum wave, you still have room to go. Also here on the waves up, that was actually just a tiny bit. Oh, sorry. That was just you see that this we have a bigger wave, a smaller wave, and then we just have no power to really make higher waves here, and then we just going down like here. We call it a tight trigger wave, where this is just going much lower. And also here on the 4 hourly, blood diamonds signaling all more selling pressure. On the hourly, same kind of story. We see the money flow just here going lower. Yes, the RSI here is pointing up a little bit, but we can also just do one of these where we just zigzag a little bit lower. Right now it shows that the momentum wave is turning a little bit more positive, but we also have seen that here where you just have a few hours of a little bit of green action and then a lot of red hours, boom, very bearish red action, where we are just really trading multiple percentages lower. So I would be very careful right now. Definitely would not put it in a long, not for BTC, not for ETH. You are really trying to catch a falling knife. So let this thing play out. Maybe even step away from the charts if you are not sure. And maybe enter only when the daily is really turning into more green. Yes, you will probably miss out the bottom then. But right now it can go either way, and I think there's still a lot of shorts in the market right now. Alright guys, that was it for now. As you can see, it looks pretty bearish. We still have only a few support levels. If we break it, I think it's going to be pretty bloody, and this can really happen within a day. We have seen it in the past with big dumps down of 10, 20, 30% bam into a day, and then we have again weeks of consolidation, and then this whole run up to 56k is out of the charts for next couple months. So let's please hope that it doesn't happen. I will update you in the meantime on Twitter, and of course you can also follow me on Instagram. Those two links are in the description. You would do me a very big favor if you like the video and subscribe, click the bell, click on so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment if you agree with me or you don't. If you don't, then please let me know. I'm very curious. Thank you guys so much again, and see you next one. Bye bye.